Yo, what is going on, everyone? Thanks for tuning back in with Mr.Stacks on another closing bell. Today is July 21st, 2021. It's about 1:53 p.m. and just want to catch up, what's been going on throughout the market today. Missed the session this morning. Did wake up a little late. My fault on that. For those of you that do tune in. But we're gonna jump right into it today. I don't want to take up most of y'all's afternoon here, but there's 4 stocks here we've been kind of keeping a close eye on throughout the day. Some of them have been mentioned in the past if you have been keeping up with the videos, but today we kind of seeing more on the upside for some of those ones we've been following last week. I know earlier in the week it's been more of a sell-off, start of the week, but it looks to see we're starting to recover here again on some of these stocks. But off the back though, let's go ahead and jump into it here. We have XELA Technologies. This one did hit a low, coming all the way down about 270, 250 or so, something like that. As you can see here on the 30-minute, we hit 260 and 257 or so in the pre-market this morning. We started to trend up as soon as we hit that low, and as soon as the market opened, we started to shoot back up here. We are seeing some resistance here, as you can see, coming closer to the 315 mark. This is where our 200-day moving average is showing here on the 30-minute. But if we go ahead and zoom in here on the daily chart, you can see that we're starting to recover here on the daily, which is starting to look a little healthy again. We came down, we did hit this moving average here, which is the 21-day moving average, and it looks like we're showing some support there as we started to bounce off yesterday, and then we're showing a little bit of momentum starting to build up here. Not necessarily momentum, but just some more buying going on today. We don't have a lot of volume coming in today, reasons why we're not seeing a big jump. But we're able to recover, holding maybe around that $3 mark now, where we can start to see some more support here, and slowly we'll start to maybe move up closer to these higher levels. In order for us to push up, in order to even break these levels though, like we're showing a lot of resistance around the 338, 350 mark. We got to have something to drive up this volume in order for us to break through. But if we can hold here around the $3 or so, I'm still confident we're going to be moving up higher, just not really sure on when that will be. We have to let the chart kind of play out and let it tell its story here to see exactly where we're going to be moving to. But just to catch up though, this is what we were watching today on that recovery. It feels good to be back on the upside on this stock. I know a lot of people have been waiting, last week when we did see a sell-off here hitting some of these highs, and even though this has been in the news here, for those that have been holding all the way through, we'll probably start to gain back here again. So just be patient and let's just wait to see what happens as the chart plays out for us. Second stock of the day, we had MMAT. This is Meta Materials. Started to see the volume build, as you can see, holding at 141% as we speak. We did hit a high of 424, started to sell back off, coming back down to this mark here as a level that I ended up drawing, which is around 367 or so. This is where I was showing some support going off of, I believe it was the 4-hour, or maybe it was the hour, I forget. But yeah, so the hour. So we're testing that moving average, the 7-day. We're seeing some support there. Hopefully we can hold above this level. I really don't want it to come all the way back down, because then we might not see any higher prices. But the reason why I'm looking at this stock also is, I don't know if y'all remember this, a couple weeks back this was the Torchlight Energy stock. They ended up merging or combining with the Meta Materials whenever they did like a merger. But we did hit a high of almost $22 back at that time, and I was in this stock then also, where I made a good little chunk of money gapping up. So this came all the way back down to a low here around $3 or so. I started seeing the volume build up, so I ended up taking a position here. Not a real big position. I grabbed a couple hundred shares, but I want to see how this plays out. As long as the volume can continue to grow, I believe we can start to see some of these higher levels again, which would be pretty nice. This one did draw in a lot of attention. I believe they had a dividend also released that was like $5 a share, or I don't know if that's really what it was, but it was a nice percentage off of what the value of the share was. I'd have to dig back into that, but it was actually a hefty dividend that they were offering compared to what the price of the share was, which a lot of people, I guess, reasons they piled into this stock at that time, and they ended up merging, or they did a split also. I'm not sure what happened. I gotta look. I don't want to give you all false information, but that did cause it to sell off at that time. So we'll have to see what happens here as the volume starts to maintain its trend here. We'll see what happens there moving into tomorrow in the after hours. Hopefully we can hold this level though around 369 and make it back up to the $4 mark. But MMAT, if y'all ain't aware, this was Torchlight Energy, Torch. Added to the watch list though. We're gonna keep an eye on this one here. Stock number 3, VERB Technology. So this one actually had a real slow pickup today. This one wasn't popping like the other ones did at the time that they did when the market opened. This one kind of came up and then came back down, and it took a while for it to start to actually move up a little bit higher. But we like to see this one closer to that $3 mark. As you can see here, a couple days ago we're floating around that area. We did sell off a little bit there, hitting the mark that we did call a few videos back around 250 or so. This is when we said this would be a good buy point. 250 or 260 would be a good place to buy in on a position as we're trying to hit these higher highs. Checking out the daily, we hit a $4 high almost the other day. We're showing a lot of resistance. There was an article published that was driving the volume. I believe there was an online platform for shopping, like you can stream while you shop or something like that. But this did cause this price to start moving here, and it's been drawing in attention since. And as you can see on the daily, it's kind of following the same kind of trend line as our XELA technology. This is another technology stock. I can't say they're similar in the same space that they're in, but they have been moving a little simultaneously there. So let's just keep an eye on these. Hopefully we can continue to see them grow. Right now this is moving up a little higher than I would consider as a buy-in, but if we do tend to see this come back down around the 260, that's when I would call a buy. Another area of support where we're going to see as well as resistance is going to be around the $3 mark. So if you'd like to wait and just try to jump on board there as we start to see volume build, you may be able to get in then if we tend to move higher. But right now we aren't seeing a lot of volume, 48% to our daily average. So we have to see some more volume come in order for us to try to break through these levels. But just keep that in mind if you are deciding to trade on these stocks here. The last stock of the day, this is one that I was calling out all over the weekend for a short squeeze candidate. I know there were some articles published by some of these platforms, if you can see here, checking out on the news. They did call this a few days ago. So I started looking into it also, and looking at the chart, I really thought this would be a good trade. So I ended up taking a position here on Monday morning, early morning, and I believe I bought in around $4. And as you can see, we actually hit a high of almost $6 yesterday. As soon as the market opened, we've came back down. We kind of just been floating around the VWAP, but we started to take off here around noon or so, and we're starting to test that $5 mark again. On the daily, you can see the trend line that I have drawn as we're meeting our highs, high highs and our low highs. But we're testing it all the way down, and as you can see on that support line, we've been consolidating but on an uptrend, and we're starting to break through that level as we speak here. So we did test it yesterday, and today we've actually pushed through it, and hopefully we can continue to see this upward push and start to test some of these higher highs. The short interest on this stock was pretty high. It was around 28%. If you want to check on my videos that I posted a few days ago, you can see I'll actually add those on the bottom of this video here for those stocks that we're talking about today, so you can kind of just see exactly what we were talking about then. I could probably provided more details zoning in on some of those stocks at that time, since we did have the volume come in. But yeah, just check them out, man. These were a good squeeze candidate. We're looking to have that volume continue to grow. It's still showing above 100% today, as well as it did yesterday. Reason we're pushing through here. So as we can continue holding this volume and start to show some momentum, some more buyers start drawing into this stock, we may start to see it move up to these levels here, which would be pretty awesome. We're testing the highs here, as you can see, and we're pretty much looking to break through these already. So we've tested it, we've tested it, we've tested it, and we're testing it again, and we're looking pretty strong here. So hopefully we can break through today into tomorrow, y'all. But this is on the daily. So this is the day. As you can see, day to day, we're moving up. And we're going to break it into a 30-minute chart here. We're hitting that level again. And we need to close above it and stay above it. And we can start to see it move higher. But that's what we're looking for here. This was a good call. Those of y'all that are following, make note of these, y'all. I'm not just doing this just to throw out, certain stocks just to have people lose out. I really invest in a lot of these myself. We can't always win them all, but digging into these charts and trying to figure out, the price movement, a lot of these things and the news that's being published, we do have a good opportunity of getting into some of these good trades and making some good money. But yeah, let me know your thoughts. Please share what you think on the bottom here. Check out the videos also that I'll post and share on this footage here as well. And anything you'd like to discuss, any other stocks you'd want to see, please mention them and we can pull those charts up and talk about them in one of our sessions. But appreciate everybody taking the time this afternoon. We'll catch up in the morning on the morning hype session, and we'll talk to y'all then. Peace out.